All right, friends, today we're going to be looking at the full lineup from Prompter People.
Be seen, heard, and better understood through virtual gatherings. Elevate your message with corporate streams.
Hi everybody, I'm Noah from Corporate Streams. I've been doing professional video for over a dozen years, and Prompter People is a new company that's been on my radar for about a year now. We're going to start with their website here, so let me go ahead and pull that up so we can take a look. And if we see here, Prompter People has really three lines of prompters that are very popular. They have the Proline Plus, the Flex Plus, and the QPro. So I'm going to go ahead and start with the QPro, which is the model I've had the least amount of time with. This is designed around the total professional and is the most expensive in their lineup. So the QPro series can have an underslung and a regular teleprompter. It can have a robo or high bright talent monitor. There's a junior teleprompter for PTZ, a freestanding series, a QPro series, and then a robo high bright as well. So these are all models within the QPro series. So depending on your needs, they have a variety of items on this high end level. Let's go ahead and look at just the QPro series for now. This is probably a pretty popular one that you would consider. So they have four different sizes within this QPro series: 17, 19, 24, and 27. So let's look at the 17. 17 is $2,100, 19 is $2,280, 24 is $2,500, and then the 32-inch is $2,899. So quite a huge teleprompter there. They also have high bright models for the 17, 19, and 24-inch models. And these teleprompters are a little bit different because it looks like it's an all fabric design, which will compare directly to the Pro series and the Flex Plus series, because those have a little bit of ABS built into their setup as well. As mentioned, they also have a monitor built into some prompters, so you can have two monitors in one, but the QPro series is really tailored to those high-end productions. So let's go ahead and look at one of the other series that they have here. So we have the Proline series and the Flex Plus series. So Proline is supposed to be in between, and Flex Plus is their most affordable series. So let's go ahead and look closer at the Proline series and what they offer there. They do have another underslung talent monitor as well, and they have some different options here. Now, the interesting thing is the 15mm rail and the iPad, what have you, those are also options you can choose in the Proline Plus series. So I'm just going to go ahead and start there and show you the different models that they have here. They have 12, 15, 17, 19, and 24-inch prompters, and they do have trapezoidal glass in 15, 17, and 19-inch models. Now, obviously, the larger the screen is and the easier it is to read. So there are a lot of options here, and let's talk about each one of them and why you might go with one over the other. So a 12-inch prompter is good between 6 feet and 12 feet. So my simple recommendation for the distance for formula is take the number of inches, so 12 inches divided by 2, which is 6, and that's your minimum distance in feet. So 6 to 12 inches for 15, that would be 7.5 or 8 feet to 15 feet, 8.5 to 17 feet, 9.5 to 19 feet, and then 24 would be between 12 feet and 24 feet. So the reason why you want to keep that minimum distance is because your eyes will start to shift, right? The bigger the prompter is, the closer you are to the prompter, you'll start to see people's eyes shift from left to right. So try to keep that minimum distance in mind when buying these prompters. So that's how you can kind of quickly tell which one of these you'll need, is the distance that you'll have between the subject and the teleprompter. If you're not sure, the standard for a very long time was 15-inch, and then it moved up to 17. So 17 is probably your sweet spot, but there are 19 and even the 24-inch if you really need to jump up to those models as well. Now, trapezoidal is really designed for multiple presenters. So if you have a 2-shot or a 3-shot where multiple people are looking at the same teleprompter, that's when you might consider having a trapezoidal glass, which basically allows for a wider viewing angle of the teleprompter. It is more expensive, so keep that in mind as well. Now, I did a complete review between the Proline Plus and the Flex Plus, but the summary of that is the Proline Plus is a little bit heavier duty and has some knobs and stuff that make it a little bit easier to use compared to the Flex Plus, but I would suggest 90% of the time people can get away with the Flex Plus over the Proline as well. So let's go ahead and jump over to the Flex Plus and look at those models. Same thing here, you can get the dual monitor setup if you would like. They also offer a desktop type setup as well if you're interested in that. So we can look at that in just a minute. But for now, we're just going to stick with the Flex Plus and look closer at this one. Again, same kind of options here: 12, 15, 17, 19, and 24-inch models, with trapezoidal being offered at 15, 17, and 19-inch models. These are about $400 cheaper than the Proline Plus. And something I haven't mentioned yet, for any of these teleprompters, teleprompters, you can get a freestanding kit. So that means the teleprompter can be mounted separately than the camera to a tripod. That's illustrated in this photo here. You'll see that there's a tripod in this setup, and then now there's a stand. So there's two separate ways to mount it, either on the stand or on the tripod itself. I would almost always recommend going with the tripod. If you can, get a beefier, heavier duty tripod, so that way you're not trying to move two things around, you're just moving one thing around when you have to adjust and move the camera. There is a 15mm rail kit that can also be added to any one of these teleprompters, and then some of these teleprompters have travel bags that you can add as well. Now you'll see for certain prompters, it does say soft bag unavailable. Please call Travel Case for this bag. So basically there's a third-party company that makes these bags that you can order them through. So depending on which model you select, you may have to order the bag separate. So let's look at the desktop setup here. Basically you have an arm that connects to the desk itself, and this arm supports the teleprompter so you can move it around and clearly see the setup. It is a 24-inch HDMI or VGA with auto reversing, which is kind of cool. So if you're going to be that close and have this kind of desktop setup, that's something that you might consider doing as well. It is really helpful to look down the barrel of the teleprompter and see the person that you're presenting to or the people that you're communicating to. That's something that's really nice about this desktop setup for live streaming. Now you can get away with a 12-inch prompter and do the same thing for about half the price. That's currently what I am doing in my setup. I do have a teleprompter set up here at my desk, and I do have a special mount with a little ball head, and that's what I have in my system. So hopefully that gives you an idea of what kind of teleprompters are available from Prompter People, the different models and the different types. If you have any questions, feel free to leave a comment below and we'll try to address that. If you want to see a playlist of all the prompters that we've reviewed, you can check that out in this playlist here. Thanks for watching this one, and we'll see you in the next one.